So we bring in Anna Staples, analyst at creditcards.com, with tips on moving out affordably. That's the key word right there. How do you make this affordable? Welcome to Houston's Morning Show. Can you tell us why more young adults seem to be moving out of their parents' houses?
Of course. So what happened during the pandemic is that young people were looking for something more affordable. They were looking to be closer to their family because of all the financial stress that we're experiencing naturally. But now, as the economic situation is seeming to be getting better, we are expecting these people to be moving back out, to be looking for their first apartments, to be moving into dorms. And this is why I think it's very important for them to be able to budget for that, because as we know, the housing market, the rent market is getting crazier and crazier by day. And if they can find any ways to save money when they're moving on furnishings, on things like that, they should definitely do that.
Well, I think in order to be able to put that budget together that you mentioned, you really need to know what you're up against, so to speak. So can you talk to us about what people really need to be thinking about on that move? What is so expensive about it?
Of course. Besides rent and obvious things like that, when you're moving, of course, you need to furnish everything. And they can run pretty expensive, starting with your bed and ending with, things for your kitchen. And I heard the statistics that on average, a person can expect to pay between $3,000 and $5,000 on just the essentials when they're furnishing the apartment. But I know that you can do it on the cheaper side. I furnished my own apartment when I moved to Austin for about $3,500, and that was all included, not just your essentials. And it's very helpful to get the right credit card, such as a 0% APR credit card, to be able to budget for that better and have this cushion, the time cushion, to be able to pay for everything.
Do you have a suggestion of how much you really want to think about saving up before moving out so that you don't get cash strapped?
As much as possible as you can. If you can budget for that, if you can cut some expenses, definitely go ahead and do that. And my other suggestion would be to try and find things for free or things for cheaper than they might be in the stores. And the way to do that, ask people, ask around, ask your family and friends. Maybe they can donate something, and go ahead and try to find use things, whether it's on Facebook Market or other online resources.
And then how important is it to think about, well, you don't need everything right now. Like, you can buy your necessities, hold off for the other things, and then buy some gently used items as well. Like you said, get friends, family. That makes a big difference, I'm sure.
Absolutely. Don't feel like you need to be in a rush to just furnish your apartment, from the scratch, fully in day one. It might be very hard on your budget, and you don't need all these things right away. Think of the things that are so important to your apartment that it won't be functional without it, and start there, and start with cheaper things. Even if you upgrade them later, you may budget for them later, but right now concentrate on the things that make your apartment functional.
And they may want to start working on looking for credit cards. Do you have any suggestions there to make sure they don't get in trouble or stack up debt?
Of course. So with apartments and any big purchases, I usually suggest a 0% APR credit cards. That's what I did too, and it saved me a lot of money because you have this promotional period where you don't pay interest. But also just be mindful of how much you're spending and how much time you have to pay this money back, because when that promotional period ends, you don't want to be stuck in debt, and you don't want to be paying interest, since it can run pretty expensive.
All right, Anna. Well, this is affecting a lot of lives, so I'm thankful you're able to help out a lot of people who are dealing with it right now. Thank you for your time from creditcards.com.
Thank you so much, Melissa.